Patriots Chargers game seems like a pretty good matchup, but when it comes to the coaching staff on either side, not so even. Mariah, Janos, and Evan Lazar here talking all about it. Evan, we heard Bill Belichick the other day praise the Chargers, praise their offense, praise Joey Bosa on defense. But this is a team that's only 3-8. So, I mean, personnel out of the way, because Belichick just saying their praises. Is it the Chargers coaching staff? Is Anthony Lynn that bad of a coach that he just can't get it done out there?
It certainly feels that way. And when you look at coaching, you know, the two things that you obviously look at are scheme and how teams perform in close games. And right now, the Chargers, only one of their losses this year, one of their 8 against Buffalo last week, was by more than 1 score. So they're losing a lot of 1-score games, close games down to the wire. And now, obviously, the Patriots have lost a lot of 1-score games too. So maybe it's not always coaching, but in this case, it does feel like in those kind of crunch time situations, that the Chargers seem a little bit overwhelmed and unprepared to kind of close out games. And a lot of that does have to do with having a rookie quarterback and, you know, having a defense that's not very good. But I think it does fall a lot on coaching when you lose a lot of 1-score games. The other thing is I look at the defensive side of the ball, and Gus Bradley, who's a Seattle, disciple, I guess is the word, Pete Carroll disciple, and he has really never changed that scheme. It's all the same. If you remember that playoff game a few years ago, it's the same defense. It's the same system. And every single week he trots out the same cover 3 heavy scheme, and with a lack of game plan wrinkles, really, not a whole lot of exotic blitz pressure either, anything like that. And it's pretty vanilla and basic by NFL standards. And they kind of just hope that execution and talent can win out in a lot of those types of situations. So I know there's definitely some growing frustration with Anthony Lynn in Los Angeles, and there's a very good chance that he might be on the hot seat. But I think Gus Bradley is similarly on the hot seat as well, because they do have Joey Bosa, they do have Casey Hayward, they do have some talented players on that defense, but they're not getting the results because every single week the opponent knows exactly what type of defense they're going up against. So it's not your Belichick game plan defense where 1 week we might see dime defense from the Patriots, and the next week they might come out in base, or 1 week we might see a man heavy game plan, and the next week they might be zone heavy. This defense plays their brand of defense, and they just hope their guys are better than your guys. And oftentimes when they face a good offensive coordinator like Josh McDaniels, they get exposed because the team knows what's coming.
Patriots Press Pass is brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code PressPass20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using the code PressPass20. Take the leap and join the Manscaped movement today. Now, with all that being said, how can the Patriots kind of take advantage of this coaching mismatches? But is there also a chance that maybe Josh McDaniels could get a little too cute with the play calling here?
Well, I think it really depends on which direction Josh McDaniels wants to go in with the play calling, because we've seen this season Cam Newton has not been a very good underneath passer, short passer. He's actually more accurate on throws down the field of more than 10 yards than he is on throws under 10 yards, which is usually not the way that works, right? Usually the easier throws are the shorter ones. Well, not for Cam Newton necessarily. And the way that the Chargers play defense, they do give up some big plays this year, but they are a 3 deep, 4 under cover 3 structure, which means that they are trying to take away those big plays down the field and really make you beat them by death by 1,000 paper cuts, just going down the field by taking chunks at a time instead of hitting the one big play. And Tom Brady, back in that 2018 playoff game that I keep referencing, did just that. He dink and dunked his way down the field very efficiently against the Chargers, and McDaniels was able to flood zones and get coverage off of those underneath receivers and make for easy throws for Tom Brady. Well, that's not necessarily been Cam Newton's game this year. So I'm very fascinated to see how, or if they're capable in the passing game of getting out of this kind of rut that they are in, where teams are basically saying, we're going to put 8 or 9 guys in the box every single snap, and we're going to make sure that you can't run the football at all on us, and we're going to dare you to beat us with the pass. Well, this is a team, and this is a defense that the Patriots should be able to beat them with the pass, but Josh McDaniels does need to remember who he is scheming offense for. It's not Tom Brady. It's not going to be 2.3 seconds and out, right? This is a different type of quarterback, and they're going to have to be able to take advantage of Cam's strengths while also sprinkling in some of the things that have been successful against this Chargers defense underneath the field, really.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens. For all of our Patriots coverage, head to clnsmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel over at Patriots Press Pass.